Okay, now we're going to look at synthetic division. And to be honest, I probably would do this one using box method, but you guys are like, oh, synthetic division is so nice, Miss Sweat. I'd like to do that every time. You can. It's not a problem. All right, so I need some colored pens here. Okay, the first step is that we have to check, is every degree accounted for? Every degree present, meaning if it starts to the fourth, we need to have to the third, to the second. This really is to the first, and here's none. Every degree is there. We're good. Second step is to extract your coefficients. Okay, coefficients are the number in front of. We don't need any letters when we do this. So I'm going to go ahead. Will someone extract the coefficients for me? Chime in and please. This is how you earn your stripes.
4.
Keep going.
Positive 29.
Thank you.
Positive 58. Positive 7 and negative 33.
Did that hurt?
No.
Thank you. Okay, here's the tricky one. What is going in the hook? Who's going to impress me? What goes in that hook? 3, determine the hook.
You have to multiply the 4 by 5. I mean, wait.
Why don't we do this? Remember, we're trying to figure out what makes this equal 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to say set, I think it's called the divisor, equal to 0, and solve. So we'll do it over here. 4v, and you help me solve this one.
Okay.
Okay, how do I solve it?
So first you want to subtract 5.
Okay. I just realized I'm recording and I have my minion hat on and I have my little video there. So I'm going to get that in the recording. There we go. Okay. So we got 4v is equal to negative 5. Now what?
You have to divide by 4 on both sides.
Thank you. Okay. So why would you guys not like me right about now?
Because it's a fraction.
It's a fraction. It's the F word. Oh my God. We use the F word in class. And you're like, really? She said frog? No, she said fraction. That's scary. But here's the cool thing about a fraction. It's a buy one, get one free. Let me explain. Literally a fraction, you're multiplying by the top number and you're dividing by the bottom number. Okay, so here we go. We still are going to start the same way. So how do we start? Ariella, I can't fill out the chat box, sorry. Somebody's going to have to chime in. Sorry, Ariella. I wish you had your voice. Okay, what's good? How do I get started? What happens?
Bring down the 4.
Okay, we're going to bring down the 4. Okay, we're going to do the exact same steps, guys, but I'm also going to show you a little bit of a shortcut. We know that this term has to come down here and multiply this term. Okay, so 4 is going to multiply negative 5/4. First of all, I know a positive times a negative will be negative. So I don't have to worry about the negative right now. How do I change a whole number into a fraction?
Put it over 1.
Put it over 1. Okay, when you multiply them, it's straight across the lines, the fraction family. I get 20 over 4. Oh, I know that. That's just 5. Now, let me show you the sweat shortcut. So we know this is going to be negative 5 because a positive times a negative is a negative. 5/4 times 4 is 5. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do, and it's a little easier. We're going to take this number, whatever number is here and needs to multiply. You're going to do the division first. So I'm going to do first, we do the divide. Second, we're going to do the multiply. So you take 4, you divide it by 4. What's 4 divided by 4? You get a 1. Now take that 1 and multiply it times 5. You get 5. We know it's negative 5. Combine these the same way. 29 and negative 5 would be 24 positive. Now we're going to do it again. I'm going to do it down here just to show all the steps. Take the 24. Step 1 is to divide first. We're dividing by 4. What's 24 divided by 4? Step 2, multiply now by the number on top. We're dividing by 4 and we're multiplying by 5. Multiplying by negative 5, but anyway, multiply by 5. and I get 30, but a positive times a negative will be negative. Okay, so I could say negative 30. Now you still combine the same way. It looks like I'm going to get a 28 here. Okay, I'm not even going to write all of these steps. I want you to kind of do it in your head. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Let's deal with the sign. A negative times a positive is a negative. Okay, so it may look ugly. You may not like fractions, but we're not going to run from them. Combine these, and what do I get? 5, 7, 8, 2. Okay, negative 28. Let's divide by 4 first. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Let's look and see what the sign needs to be. A negative times a negative. Oh, that's a positive, Miss Sweat. 35, negative 33, positive 2. You're almost done. Almost. Okay, because I will tell you that's not quite the most simplified answer there could be. And this always happens when you have a fraction in the hook. Up here, basically, we divided this term by 4 and this term by 4. But to keep things equal, I should have been dividing everything by 4, but I really didn't want to deal with a 29/4. So since I didn't divide all of this by 4 at the beginning, I got to take all of these and divide by 4 right here. This is the extra step. Determine hook, do all of the steps but take your answer at the end. Answer gets divided by whatever this number is, because really we're dividing both these by 4 and saying what would make this be 0? Negative 5/4, the opposite of this number. But that's because I'm dividing both sides by 4. I should have been dividing all of these by 4 as well. Okay, so all of these, I promise you, they'll all be divisible by 4. That's what's kind of cool. You're like, well, what if it isn't? I tell you, it always is. It always will be. Divide all these by 4. Not that you don't mess with the remainder. The remainder is still 2. The remainder is the only thing that doesn't, because the remainder's not up here. Actually, the remainder, just shut up, Sweat. You get 1. Here you get 6. Here you get 7. Here you get negative 7. Remainder is still 2. We write our answer. Since this started as to the 4th power, our answer will start with to the 3rd power. And then be x squared, then be x number remainder. Here's how you write it. X cubed. I don't need to write that skinny one. Plus 6x squared plus 7x minus 7. Now that's a positive 2, so I'm going to write plus. Remember, we write it in fraction form. The remainder goes on top. The original divisor goes on the bottom. This is our answer.